Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining this class from. My name is Precious, and we are live on the weekly TIP Tuesday live. Now, I can see that we already have parents in the live chat who are ready and pumped for this session. Welcome again. Welcome to this session on 5 parenting goals that you should set for the year 2024. Now, I am super excited to be here. If you are in the comment section, please let us know where you are joining this session from. I can see Regina live. Hi, Regina. I can see Deborah. I can see Reina. Welcome, everyone, to the weekly TIP Tuesday live, where we will discuss 5 parenting goals you should have in 2024. Now, our lead coach, Wendy Ologe, is unavoidably absent. She's out on a retreat, but this session is still going to hold, and we're still going to have all the values. Next week, coach is going to be back strong to take the reins from here. Hi, Tijani, welcome. Hi, Regina. Hi, Deborah from Port Harcourt. Hi, Adeyinka from Kaduna. Last week, we looked at how to achieve your parenting goals. And this week, in planning for the session, we thought of coming to share with you the parenting goals that you should consider as we move into a new year. Now, permit me to ask the question, have you created your parenting goals already? Do you have plans to create one? In the academy, we have already started the new parenting year. Now, for a lot of people who are still stuck in 2023, we have started wrapping up our year, we've started evaluating our year, and we've set sail for the new year. At the academy, we believe strongly that parenting is not a default activity, it is an intentional one. That is why, if you are in the inner circle, you would know that we have started 2024 already. We've started working towards our parenting goals, we started working towards our parenting achievables for 2024. I can see Amanam from Uyo. I can see Comfort from Abuja. Welcome, everyone. Now, this session is going to be amazing. You're going to get so much value, and trust me, you want to invite your friends. You want to invite your family. So share the link, check the link under you, the share button under you. Share there, copy the link, and share with your friends. This session is one that they must attend. Now, I want to quickly ask, last Tuesday live, we were counting down to 72 hours to the inner circles. I want to ask the yarders, the new yarders here, how has the session been? How has being in the yard been for you already? Those of you who have joined the inner circle or who joined the inner circle on the 1st of December, how has the experience in the inner circle been for you? I can tell you for a fact that in just these few hours of being in the inner circle, parents have gained perspective. I can see family affairs from Owerri. I can see Chinyere Aja from Delta. I can see Martha from UK. Welcome, everyone. Alimat says it has been amazing. Now, permit me to mention that if for any reason you missed out joining the inner circle this year, Chinyere said it has been awesome. Just in 4 days, the yard is not a hype. Now, if Buchan says that the yard is not a hype, we are excited to announce that the slots for 2025 are now open. Let me tell you something. Time will pass. This time last year, we were just talking about the inner circle as we're doing today. And all of a sudden, we are here. It is time you book your slot for the inner circle. There are details scrolling down on your stream. Try to get your slot. Now, Hamberdine got got my tongue where I was talking. She says in Coach's words, it's a boom. I love it. All right. She said it's not been a spa. Family Affairs says it's not been a spa. All right. Thank you for your feedback. Let's move to the conversation for the day, which is on the 5 parenting goals you need for 2024. I know you're asking, why should I set parenting goals? Why is setting parenting goals even an objective for me as a parent. As a start, I would like to look at 5 quick quotes that kind of reiterate the importance of setting parenting goals on our parenting journey. The first quote is going to be by Tony Robbins. He says that setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Now, the invisible are the obtainables or the achievables or the lofty goals we have for our children. But before we can get that to manifest, we need to first picture it in our mind's eye. And of course, now setting the goals is our step, is the first step in turning these invisibles to the visibles. We're going to understand this as we move along. Fitzhuff Dodson says that without goals, and number two, the most important one, plans to reach the goals, you are like a ship that has set sail with no destination. Without goals as a parent, and not just fancy looking decorated goals. Plan out goals, goals that have been set with timelines and accountability. You have just set sail with no destination in mind. Thousands, permit me to say millions of parents out there have set sail on their parenting journey with no destination, no tools, no systems, no structure, no connection tools, nothing. They just believe that they are going to raise children who amount to something with no plan in mind. According to Dodson, he says that without goals on your parenting journey, or basically any journey in your life, you're just setting sail with no destination. Now, our lead coach, Wendy Ologi, says that the intentional parent follows a goal, a clearly cut out, set, determined, predestined goal. Meanwhile, an unintentional parent follows the crowd. Now, which are you? Are you the intentional parent or the unintentional parent? Another quote I love is by Elle Nightingale. He says that people with goals succeed because they know where they are going to. 2024 is going to come and go. The question is, on your parenting journey, do you know where you are going to? The key word right now, if you are writing, please circle it where. Now, where is the goal? The where in this quote is the goal. The where is the achievables that you have to have seen in your child by the end of the year. Now, we're going to wrap up this quote by Stephen Covey, and he simply says in goal setting, you begin with the end in mind. Now, these are quotes that kind of create perspective or provide perspective to why creating parenting goals for your journey is important. And as our lead coach would say, the unintentional parent follows the crowd. The unintentional parent follows trends. The unintentional parent follows viral content. But the intentional parent follows a goal. The question this session hopes to answer to you is, what goal am I setting? And how do I know the goals that are important? And most importantly, how do I achieve these goals? As we move along, permit me to mention that setting your parenting goals is not setting another New Year resolution. In the coming year, I want to stop yelling. No, it's fancy. In the coming year, I want to be more connected with my children. That's a New Year's resolution. Your New Year resolution, if you agree with me, ends on the 1st of January. If there are no tools and systems and accountability put in place to help you achieve those goals, they are nothing but wishes. In setting parenting goals, we are not wishing. We are not setting resolutions. We are creating goals that we can measure. We are creating goals that we can evaluate our journey. We are creating goals that are time bound, and we are creating goals that are specific. So, what are parenting goals? For, as a definition, parenting goal is a term that defines what we focus on and what we hope to achieve to enable our children succeed and thrive. Parenting goals are simply what we hope to achieve in our journey to enable our children thrive. Now, I know time and time again we've mentioned our children helping them thrive. But permit me to mention to you that in setting your parenting goals, it first starts with you. In achieving these parenting goals, the focus is not on what your child can achieve. The focus first is on the transformation that will happen in you. Like coach would say, if your parenting is not changing you, then you've not been changed. And one of the testimonials we always have in the academy is that parents encounter transformations on their personal lives first before they even begin to see it in the children. Because parenting is first about you. So as we begin to have this conversation around goal setting, as we begin to outline the goals that we should look at setting in 2024, permit me to break it to you that in anything we're going to achieve, it has to start with you. So let me see us write it in the comment section. It has to start with me. So if there are things you hope to change in your child, it has to start with you. Why? Because children are first imitators rather than initiators. They will first do what they see you do rather than what you tell them to do. So the question for conversation of pondering right now is, what am I doing? What have I done in 2023 that has rubbed off on my children? And what will I do in 2024 that will rub off on my children? Now, what are the guidelines for the goals you should set? Number one, you must be able to identify that these goals are actions that support your child. So, in setting your parenting goals, there must be actions that support your child's strengths and their weaknesses. That's number one. Number two, these goals you are setting are goals or actions that should facilitate development in your child. These are actions that should facilitate development that would help your child succeed and thrive. Because remember, as we go back to the definition of parenting goals are simply actions that help our children succeed and thrive. Now, I know a lot of us are already thinking, when we talk about succeed and thrive, you're thinking schoolwork, you're thinking academics, you're thinking the results your child is going to get. That is far beyond that. There are a lot other things that we are a lot more competent that we are looking at when we say that a child is succeeding and thriving beyond academic success and academic work. Then the next thing we consider when we set goals is, what will the outcome look like? Let us remember that Stephen Covey says that in setting goals, we have to begin with the end in mind. So, what do we consider when we want to set goals? We also want to consider what the outcome will be like. So, at the end of 2023, what should I see in this child? Of course, it has to start with you. What will change in me? Then, number two, what will I see in this child? So, what change of character should I expect? What skills should I expect? What competencies should have been developed in this child? The next one that we must bear in mind is that our child's success begins with us. So, as we have conversations around the outcomes we should expect, let us not forget that we are the principal in whatever we expect to see in our children. So, the actions, our inactions, our characters, they rub off. So, you can set the loftiest of goals for your child, but you as an individual will derail those goals you set. So remember that the first consideration that will enable these goals we're setting in 2024 work will first start with me. It will have to first start with you. That is why in the academy we are focused on you at first. A lot of times when we hack us, when we deal with us, it rubs off on the children. The next factor, still around what I'm saying right now, is that for you to change, for your child to change, you must change. The change you're looking at requires work. The change you're looking at requires work. And of course, the first work that we're looking at is on us. That is why if you have not booked a slot to join the inner circle, you totally want to start doing that now. Now, let's look at what to consider before we set our goals. Number one, what is the expected outcome? We've already said that. What do I want to achieve? At the academy, we have a mandate. Our mandate is to raise kings. Our mandate is to raise people who sit on the table. Our mandate is to raise people who are cultural influencers. Our mandate is to raise people who are leaders. Our outcome has been set ahead of us. So whatever goals we are setting, we have it in mind. I am on a mission to raise a Messiah. I am on a mission to raise a king and a person who sits on the table. It is clear cut for me. So in setting our goals, we must first understand what is the desired outcome. What do I want to see in this child beyond the umbrella goal? Do I want to see better character? Do I want to see my child living out values? Do I want my child to have better relational skills? Do I want my child to have better emotional management? Do I want my child to have better communication? What do I want to see? That is the outcome. Then the number two is, what is my goal? My goal is not your goal. Your goal is not my goal. The other person's goal. The challenges we have a lot of times, which is what we're going to look at in number three. The number three factor is, who am I parenting? Who you are parenting is a key factor to your journey towards setting your goals. The goal you set for child A is not the same goal you're going to have for child B. One of the challenges we have along our journey, the major challenges we have along our journey, is that we compare who we are raising with who the next person is raising. Coach would always say that while raising children, while parenting children, we must focus on who we are raising. So the question you have to ask yourself right now is, who am I raising? The question you should answer is, who am I raising? I want to see it in the comment section. You must ask and answer that question. Who is this person I am raising? Do I know my child's strengths? Because in the parenting goals you are setting, it must revolve around your child's strength. It must revolve around strengthening those strengths they have, those strength traits that they have. It must revolve around nurturing their weakness. It must revolve around creating skills that enables their weakness. Or rather, it must revolve around creating skills that enables them navigate their weakness. You must understand your challenges. A lot of times we do not know the challenges of the children we are raising. Our lead coach would always give this instance where parents come into the inner circle and they become surprised about the children that they are raising. What am I saying? A lot of parents come into the inner circle and the child they now know, the child that their eyes are open to because of knowledge, becomes different from what they assume. So a lot of parents come in and they are saying, my child is obedient, my child is perfect, I couldn't have done anything better. And they come to the inner circle, then they understand that honor trumps obedience in this intentional parenting journey. That parent now comes in and finds out that that child who is quiet has a lot to say. Like the two that the parents had yesterday, which was having a pillow talk with their children. Trust me, a lot of parents realized things that they had never known. And of course, those things that they have learned would help navigate their journey and set their goals for the coming year. Another question you want to ask is, what is my child's love language? How does this child feel loved. The next thing you want to know is my child's temperament, my child's individualistic makeup. What is my child's learning style? At the heart of our frustrations as parents is that we are parenting bimbo. Meanwhile, the child we have is Fumi. Coach would always say, focus on parenting the child you have, not the one you wish you had. A lot of us are on the wishy-washy bandwagon. I wish you were like your siblings. Newsflash, that child is not their siblings. Understand who you are raising and help who you are raising. So as you're setting the goals, you're setting it for who you are raising. So the question is right now is, who am I raising? Do I know who I am raising? Part of the curriculum for the inner circle is a full month. And what we do in the full month in the inner circle is understanding this four-worded sentence. Who am I raising? Am I raising a creative child? Am I raising an anxious child? Am I raising a systematic child? Who am I raising? And it's also fantastic to know that no matter the temperament your child has, there are strengths that have been accrued to those temperaments. But a lot of times, as a result of ignorance, we just focus on the weakness, forgetting that that child has strengths. A child might not be the most meticulous, procedural, systematic child, but they have empathy more than the other child who is systematic. Now, that is a strength that we might overlook. Why? Because they are not as organized as the systematic child would be. And we look at our soft-spoken, quiet children, and you're wishing you were raising that their friend who is the most outspoken child. Meanwhile, in their quietness is strength. So in setting the parenting goals for 2024, you must answer this question: who am I raising? Am I raising Bimbo as Fumi, or am I raising Fumi as Bimbo? We must understand this question and we must outline it. The next thing we must consider is, what should I do? What will I need to do? The truth is, goals without plans to achieve them are just wishes. Goals without specific plans to achieve them are wishes. For some of you, what you need to do to achieve your goals at the end of 2023 would be getting knowledge. It would be getting into 2024 like the Yardas who will be reading over 12 parenting books. Do you think that these Yardas would remain the same as they were when they got into the yard? It is not possible. Knowledge is a difference maker on our parenting journey. I was reading through the chat in one of the learning hubs of the new inner circle, and I saw this mom who, I think she mentioned that her child, or a child in her child's school, mentioned that they had a crush. And the school, the teachers demonized this child to the point that they are threatening the child for suspension. Something around the storyline. Do you know the amount of ignorance at a whole school setting, the parents involved, the teachers, that they have to demonize a child just saying that they have a crush? Meanwhile, knowledge, the right knowledge, would have taken care of that bizarre attitude that the whole community had done to that child. Knowledge in 2023 will be a difference maker on the journey. Another thing you should start looking at doing is working on your emotions. Look, one thing we say in the academy is that investing on becoming a better emotionally intelligent parent and becoming a better emotionally intelligent person and individual is an annual commitment. It's not a one-off thing. It is an annual commitment. So as you plan for your parenting, are you saying that I'm going to invest in working on my emotions? A lot of us are bleeding on people reading hurt us, including our children. So part of the things you might want to commit to doing in 2024 might be to heal from your childhood trauma. Trauma will stop you, like our lead coach would always say. One of you could set the most lofty goals, but you don't have the skills to achieve them. That's a fluke. It's a waste of time. So you must itemize what specific things I must do. It could be getting accountability. That's what the inner circle is doing for the over 5,000 parents there. Do you know what it means that you have assignments? Do you know what it means that you have deadlines? Look, the average, it was James Clear that said that we don't rise to our lofty visions and our goals, we fall to our systems. So the question we're supposed to be asking is, what systems? Look, I'm sure that the goals you've set would make coach go, wow. But trust me, those goals are as good as useless. If in James Clear's words, you don't have the systems, we don't rise to our lofty, fancy, beautiful looking goals. We fall to the systems we put in place. We fall to the accountability we set up for ourselves. And trust me, it is this accountability that the inner circle provides to you. A lot of the new others will not believe that they would have done what they've done in the past 4 years if they had not been in this system. So, what system are you going to put in place that would help you not just set the beautiful goals and set the lofty goals, but achieve those goals? Now, if you're getting value in this session, I'd like to see my scribes in the comment section sharing the bullet points that have spoken to them and what they would begin to do. Now, let's look at 5 parts of effective goal setting. Number one, your goals must be consistent with your family vision, values, and missions. Your goals must be consistent with your family visions, values, and mission. Now, coach would always say that the family system can be compared to a business enterprise. As you would walk into a business enterprise and they have spelled out values, spelled out goals, spelled out mission statement as a family on a mission to raise messiahs. Guys, raising messiahs, if I am permitted to borrow the inner circle slang, is not a spa. It is an intentionally created process. There's a commitment to raising messiahs. And in your goals must be consistent with your visions, your values, and your mission. On Sunday, the New Yarders had their first webinar ever in the academy or in the inner circle. And it was mind blowing. A lot of them had never heard what they heard on that session on Sunday. That is how intentional we are. In fact, in the academy, creating your family values is the first thing we do. It's your first official assignment because we understand that your family value is the compass with which you will navigate your parenting journey. Your goals cannot be outside your family values. Your goals cannot be outside. They can't be differentiated or they can't be outside. That's the word. From the vision and the mission you are on. That is why you can't copy and paste another person's parenting goal. Why? Our values, our mission, and our visions are worlds apart. Number two part of effective goal setting is that it must be written. At the academy, we believe strongly that goal setting is not a head game. You don't just think about it, okay, my vision for this year, I want my child to have this. No, no, no. It must be written. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. It must be plain. It must be written. At the academy, even the values that we are setting, we write it down. A lot of people have not journaled their whole life like they have journaled in the past 4 days of being in the inner circle, past 4 5 days of being, they have not journaled. Why? We believe strongly that a blunt pen is better than the sharpest memory. You must be able to sit down and write your goals. And coach says that while writing your goals, you write in present terms. Writing in present terms gives you the strength to pursue the goals. You write it like what you're achieving or what you plan to do every day. Number four, the goals must be positive. Positive goals transfer strength to you. Positive goals transfer the aspiration to you. Positive goals transfer you know, the vigor to achieve them. The next one is that your goals must be time sensitive. There must be a time frame with which you want to achieve those goals. Coach has mentioned that 1 year, she and the governor set out to just work on the executive functioning skills of her children. That was a goal. It wasn't the loftiest, they didn't have all the fancy adjectives for goal setting, but there was just a specific goal that in the next 1 year, we want to build the twins executive functioning skills. Another year, it was to build their traveling skills. Another year, it was to build their cooking skills. What does this tell us? It simply tells us that in goal setting, it must be time sensitive. You don't set goals and you throw them. One thing that your goals being time sensitive does for you is that it makes it measurable. So I know by the 1st of December, these are the skills I want my child to have. By the 2nd of December, these are the deliverables that I want this child to have had. Do you understand? So you must have time. You must have a specific time that you want to use to achieve those goals. Another thing for goal setting is that your goals must be specific. It is best to identify core goals that you make them elaborate. I want my child to be a good child. How? The definition of good for parent A is not the definition of good for parent B. I want my child to be obedient. How? So your goals must be specific. You must target specific areas, specific development needs, specific character needs of your child as you move along to achieving those goals. Another thing that will help you in achieving your goals would be to share your success. That is why the inner circle is a gold mine. The reason the inner circle is a gold mine is because you have a community that encourages you. You see parents just like you who are on the same journey or almost the same journey with you share their goals or their successes. Those successes, you don't just excite the person reading about your success, it also excites you. So the times, but remember that parenting is hard. Parenting is a whole different level of hard. Parenting is a lot of hard. So the times that parenting becomes difficult, you can go back to see the successes you have recorded. When you see those successes you've recorded, you go back and you tap strength from those successes and you plunge along. Now, this will now take us to the most important part of the session, which are the 5 core goals that we need to set in 2024. Now, who is excited? Remember that you can now book a slot for the Inner Circle 2025. Our slots fill up fast. You want to get on board. Time will pass. Time will pass. It is what you do with time that matters. Time will pass. It is what you do with time that matters. Okay? Book your slot. Let me know if you're ready to look at the 5 core goals we believe, or these 5 core goals are guidelines or pointers to what you can begin to work on as we move into the year. So let me check the comment section quickly to see who is ready to hear the 5 core goals that you should look at setting as we move into the new year. Okay, I want to see, are you ready? Let me see, ready. Ready. I'll be ready to learn about the core goals. Ma'am Tinuade is ready. Minister Tinuade is ready. Who else is ready to hear the 5 core goals that we should look at setting in 2024? Ayorinde is ready. Joy Bassi is ready. Taiwo is ready. Frankie is ready. 5 more readies, and I know that I'm not alone here. Anne is ready. Mandu is ready. Number 1 goal is skills development. Skills development. Now, there are skills that we call the skills of employability in the 21st century. In the 20th century, or the past centuries, the skills for employability was head knowledge. it was the certificate, it was the school the person went to. But in 2021, employees are no longer looking out. Now, I'm not saying this in the context that we're raising employees, we're raising children who are going to be creators, who are going to be the employers themselves, and all of that. But we're going somewhere, so please follow me. Now, there are skills that we're looking at in the 21st century. There are skills that attribute to enabling your child thrive. There are skills that contribute to enabling your child sit at the table. Again, academic competence is important. It is key. In fact, in the inner circle, we brag that our children do better when we commit to our intentional parenting journey. But the school certification and the paper is not all that will be required on your journey. There are life skills. There are skills that are called the skills of employability in the 21st century. And the number one skill is critical thinking. So as you navigate into your goals for 2024, you're thinking, how do I raise a child who is a critical thinker? Because solution providers are critical thinkers. People who disrupt the world are critical thinking. People who sit at the table are critical thinking. People who provide innovations that change the course of the way the world is going are critical thinkers. So the goal for 2024 under excuse me, under skills development would be, how do I instill critical thinking in my child? The next one is, how do I build responsibility? People who sit on the table take responsibility. The next would be, how do I foster independence? How do I foster resilience? People who sit at the table have grit. The difference, the major difference between people who sit at the table and people who don't sit at the table is that they are more resilient. Where the people who don't sit on the table, where the normal person stops, the person who sits at the table keeps on moving. They have grit, they have strength. When you hear coach talk about the skills we must inculcate in the 21st century, she would always mention grit. We are not raising children who are lily livered. We are raising children who have grit, children who hold to the clock till the end, not lily livered. Problem solving, communication skills. These are part of the goals you should be looking at in 2024. Collaboration, sportsmanship, adaptability. Coach has always mentioned that we have intelligence quotient, we have emotional quotient, we have cultural quotient, and we also have what's it called? We have I was trying to call something here. We have adversity quotient, and in adversity quotient is grit. Because of course, not everything will be handed to your child on a platter of gold. They must have the strength to persevere to the end. We have adaptability. We have problem solving. We have emotional intelligence. We have children. But that is why one of Coach's latest releases is the Raising the Emotionally Skilled Child, who has gotten your copy of that book. We have time management. We have people who understand that time is a treasure and they are able to trade with time. We have leadership, these are skills. We have financial literacy. So as you set your goals, you are looking at, what skills does my child need? The skills that the toddler would need are not the skills that the preschooler would need. The skills your preschooler would need are not the skills that your school age child will need. The skills that your school age child will need are not the skills that your adult child would need. So you must understand the skills that are most important in your child. Part of these skills are also the executive functioning skills. Now, in the inner circle, there's a whole webinar dedicated to fostering executive functioning skills in your children. If you're in the inner circle, please look out for that webinar. The next goal you must set for 2024 is connection, or fostering connection. Okay, we are back. My apologies for that, but our network got off, but we are back. Thank you very much. We are back. Please let me know if you can now hear me. Let me know if I can be heard. I am back. Please let me know if you can hear me. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Dr. Molola. We are back. Please let me know if you can hear me. Once I get to go ahead, continue and wrap up this amazing session. Alrighty. Thank you very much, Taiwo. Yes, we are back. So we're looking at connection. Connection is a primary goal. In short, it's a yearly goal for us in the academy. That is why one of the prominent tools we provide in the academy is daily connection tools, tools that you use to connect with your child. I was about saying that today we are officially launching the amazing Christmas bundle. We believe strongly at the Intentional Parent Academy that the Christmas or the holiday season is not a time that you should endure being with your children. I am in the school setting, and whenever it's the holiday season, parents are always frowning. Oh my God, these children are about to, come and scatter my home and disrupt my time and do this and do that. At the academy, one of the primary things we do is to provide tools to you to give you the best Christmas ever. Last year, the parents who got the amazing Christmas bundle and the parents who were in the inner circle sent in reviews that this Christmas was that Christmas, that was last year's Christmas, 2023 Christmas, 2022 Christmas was different because of the the intentional Christmas bundle of that year. This year we have updated to the amazing Christmas bundle. This bundle is out of this world. With this bundle, don't have to think about the movies, you don't have to think about the planners you need to make the Christmas holiday. We've tidied all of that. 12 fantastic bundles. We have the movie magic that has over 50 movies for different age groups. We let you know the values you should expect to learn from each movie. We let you know the age range for each movie. We let you know what you can do, the exciting things, the snack you can snack on for the movie marathon. We also have the amazing menu. Look, this time around, you don't have to think about what you should cook. We have dishes from every continent in the world in that bundle. We have dishes from Nigeria, from Africa. Think about it. We have pastries, we have cocktails. These have been created to make your food. See, we've taken the stress off you. All you need to do is to look at the bundle, look at the thing you need to do, and move along with it. We also have the 12 days planner. We also have the gratitude journal. We believe strongly at the end of the year, should become a tool for us. We also have that. We have the New Year resolution planner. All you need to do is to print it, and your Christmas is in full swing. If you check the comment section, you will see details to get your amazing Christmas bundle. Guys, the team, just our lead coach, we poured in our all to make this Christmas the best for you. We poured in our all to make this Christmas the best. We believe that you can still create a Christmas that enables your child thrive. We believe strongly that you can create a Christmas that will boost the connection that you have with your child. What led me to talking about the Christmas bundle was the goal of connection. An intentional parent is a connected parent. An intentional parent is a parent who is connected with the child. An intentional parent is a parent who understands that love for a child spells Time. Love for a child spells Tim. Hello, everyone. We're sorry, we're back. We're back. Apologies for that. We're back. I was saying that love for your child spells Time. It doesn't just spell the gifts, the fancy places, the quality education. It is in the time you spend with that child. But our life coach would also say that it is not just in the time you spend with that child, it is in the tools. Now, love is not just in the time. So parents are they are stay-at-home parents who are home all day but have zero connection with their children. And there are parents who are busy, who have a full-time career, who are the most connected with their children. So even if love spells time, it is not just time, idle time. It is not just time spent scrolling. It is in the tools that are available to you, even within that time that has been created for you. So, as we move into the year, your question you should be asking is, how can I connect with this child? There's a popular quote that says that as the children grow, you can either be in their lives now, or rather, it said that if you are in their lives today, you will be in their minds tomorrow. Something around that. If you're in their lives today, you will be in their minds tomorrow. But if you are not in their lives today, forget it. What has always given the illustration of the stories of when she went to a hospital and she saw the father, a grown man, bring his aged dad, and she could see in that instant that this father had no connection with that child when he was younger. The coach could see it just from the way this father and this child interacted together. If you are in your child's lives today, you will be in their minds tomorrow. And if you will be in their minds tomorrow, you will have to be in their lives today. And being in their lives is not just in your provision, it is not just in the things you give, it is not just in the fancy vacations you expose them to, it is also in the tools that you are able to provide to your child. I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, please help me signal. We're wrapping this up in the next 10 minutes. I'd also mention that we have created the amazing Christmas bundle as a connection tool for you during this Christmas. We've created the amazing Christmas bundle as a connection tool for you. So once you get that bundle, the details are on your screen. Once you get that bundle, you'll be able to plan your Christmas and have the connection that you have not had with your kids the whole time. Thank you very much. The last but not the least skill that you should, or the goal rather, you should have for 2024 is education and lifelong learning. Now, permit me to mention that when I say education, I don't mean school. When I say education, I don't mean the next lesson teacher or the next tutorial. When I mean education, I mean training your child's mind. And this education and lifelong learning has to be not just for you. It doesn't have to be just for your child. It should also be for you as the parent. In the inner circle, we are gearing up to read 12 books, 12 parenting books in the next 12 months. Now, I am excited. I can't wait. We've already started with the family value guide and the family media guide. In January, we have our books lined up for us. In February, 12 books. Tell me how you want to remain the same. So whether you're in the inner circle or you're not in the inner circle, or you've booked a slot for 2025, have a goal for lifelong learning. Have a goal for educating your mind. Have a goal for investing in your parenting journey, your spiritual journey, your financial journey. Invest in learning, invest in knowledge. That's the goal. The last goal that we should be setting for 2025, 2024, I'm already a year ahead of myself, but 2024 should be spiritual goals. There is a whole system around raising children who know their God. There is an intentionality that we should have now more than ever if we are going to raise children who will speak to the enemies at the gate. There are tools, there's an intentionality. Our lead coach says that spirit or hearing from God is now a 21st century competence in the face of contrary beliefs, in the face of in your face Christianity or whatever faith you are, in the face of all of that, in the face of degrading morals and values, we need children who know God. So as we move into the year, the spiritual goals would be the study of the word, teaching to study the world. You know your plans, you know your goals. It must be set and there must be systems around it. Now we are down to the end of the session. I would love to know one thing that has spoken to you while I look at answering one question I saw scrolling down, and we'll call this a day. Thank you very much for joining us so far. Our lead coach will be back next week to continue bringing us the most valid sessions. So if you've had value from the session, let us know in the inner circle. So I saw a parent ask that what life skills should I look at developing in my toddler? Now, the life skills you should look at developing in your toddler includes, but not, okay, I see A, but I'm going to put it up on the screen so we see that. So it includes, but not limited to the skills I'm going to name. Number one would be you need to start working on their emotions. It is a skill. At this age, we have children throwing tantrums. We have children have a lot of they don't have emotional regulations because the part of their brain, the part of their thinking brain that helps them navigate their emotions has not been developed. So you see a lot of tantrums. You should expect a lot of tantrums in this time. So one of the skills you should start looking at is working on your emotions to help them navigate this phase of life. Another skill you should look at developing for your toddler is creativity. Reduce screen time. If you have a child less than 2, eliminate screen time and replace with activities that would build creativity for that child. For your toddler, you should also look at critical thinking, divergent thinking, flexible thinking. There are activities that helps you. Things as little and simple as coloring will boost and improve your child's creative thinking. At this age, academic competence is not our core focus. Our focus are building skills that would enable them thrive. We could also look at building independence for them, problem solving and responsibility. Yes, at that age. Yes, at that age. So we've come to the end of this session. I hope you have found it valuable. Someone said I should mention the 5 goals. We have the connection goals, we have the skills development, we have lifelong learning, we have spiritual goals. The last is discipline. I'm sorry. I am sorry. The last goal is discipline. You must set your discipline goals. At this point, we know if you've been exposed to the Intentional Parent Academy, we know that discipline is not yelling. Discipline is not shouting. Discipline is not throwing tantrums. Discipline is not beating or shaming your children. Discipline involves tools, structures, routines, systems, laid out plans on raising self-discipline. Coach's latest book is Discipline is Not an Emergency. Now, that book is kind of an updated version of her first book, The Discipline That Works. You need that book, get the both of them, the discipline that works, and discipline is not an emergency. Trust me, there's nothing I want to say now, in all honesty, between all of us that has will trump anything coach has taught around discipline. But discipline and structure is a goal you must have. How do I navigate it? We have sessions in our cathedral. If you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do well to subscribe to it. We have sessions where coach has taught a lot on discipline. We also have coach's latest book, The Discipline is Not an Emergency. It's 6,000 naira. We have distributors all over the country. Send a DM on our social media channels, send a DM to our team members, and we'll be able to respond to you. I guess that is all for today. Thank you very much for joining us. And don't forget that you have the window in the next 7 days to get the amazing Christmas bundle for the offer of 4,000 against 12,000. In the next couple, I want to put that up for those of you who haven't gotten the amazing Christmas bundle, so you can quickly take a screenshot. Simply pay 4,000 to the academy details, send your proof of payment to the team, and will provide it to you. Thank you very much. So we have that on the screen. You have the details. If you want it immediately, pay through our seller platform. The details will be shared to you in your communities, wherever you are. If you're in the inner circle, you already know that you are favorite people and you have a huge discount from the already discounted price. Alrighty, thank you so much. And you can also book a session for the Inner Circle 2025. Remember, time will pass, but what we do with time is all that matters. God bless you so much, everyone. Goodbye.